Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
And me, once again, Fireball, PK.
So glorious. Bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laserforce. Obviously, we are without one old man fan this evening, wherever you're watching from. He is currently traveling. He went to see his mum. And I'm very happy for him. That's really awesome that he could go and do that. Do you know
It is. It's very nice.
It wasn't a surprise though, right? That all kind of fell over.
Yeah, from my understanding of the story, it was meant to be a surprise, and then, yeah, some fuckery happened since supply chains are contracted for everything with rental cars and whatnot. So it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, that's okay. If in doubt, call your mum. She'll give you a lift.
Exactly. Oh, I'm coming to visit you. You need to come get me.
Yeah.
Can you please do my laundry?
Yeah. Also gonna borrow $20. Thank you. Love you.
What else is a mum for?
Yeah, exactly right. Dude, the hair looks glorious. It looks. I like it. That's truly fireball red.
Yeah, this is actually a mix of two colors, one of which is called Fireball, and there's also a little bit of orange in there called Nuclear.
Nuclear. Hey,
Nuclear.
Wolfman.
So I got a nuclear fireball going on here.
It's pronounced nuclear.
Nuclear. It's my nuclear hair I'm going to use to go look at the fall foliage.
Fireball, DK about to drop nukes on your ass. That's there we go. That's it. You're tweeting around today. Catch you on later. Have a great pod. Thank you very much, Stanley. Thank you for sorting out the Twitter things. Thanks for doing Twitter things. Appreciate it, man. Have a good day. Well,
I'm putting in for the chat another
yes.
shout out for Autumn, who does my hair and has some other cool videos online on a YouTube page, so check them out.
Her page is really cool, and actually, like, I'm a big fan of ASMR videos, and hers isn't quite that because it's loud and stuff, but like she's got quite a because of loud and stuff, but she's got quite a good voice for like just generally listening to. So yeah, I watch it and I'm just like, this is really pleasant to watch.
You could just like recut it as like the unintentional ASMR channels.
Oh, I watch some of those. I've watched many a Japanese bartender quietly make a cocktail. It's great.
He just goes to Japan. All he does is just stay at the bar the whole time, just to relax and watch the bartender make drinks.
Can you make me a drink? But also, can you whisper while you do it? And they're like, get out.
Get your ass out of here!
Right. So how's your week been, man? You had a good week. Obviously, you got a pedicure, got your hair did.
Got my hair did, yeah. Feeling a little bit more human than last week. Got myself a little bit of a lull before the storm, before the next batch of papers rolls down shit mountain and right on top of me.
Wait, what? I thought have you guys just come out of like holidays? Don't everyone go on holiday over summer or something? Is that kind of
we came back like for one of my colleges, like end of the second or third week of August. So usually by like mid-August we're starting back up, and then usually go until about right before Christmas.
Right. Okay. All right. So you're like back in the swing of things, right? Essentially.
Yeah, we're solidly in to the term now.
Right.
Yeah, so just means stuff's rolling in, and yeah, I got a little bit that's coming in next weekend after the charity stream, fortunately. Yeah. And I got a little bit of time to get those done. And I was like, then unfortunately, when he's supposed to roll into town to come here, and we're gonna hang out a bit, but that's when like I'm gonna get avalanche with papers from like all 5 of my classes. So I'm like, I'll make time. We'll see you. But if I'm a little distracted, you'll know why. But like once I get that batch done, it's like then stuff is kind of chill for the rest of the term, because when the last papers come in, like I don't have to leave comments or anything like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
nobody cares. They're not gonna read them. I'm gonna just slap a grade on them and get the hell out of here.
We're done, right? Yeah, we're done. Cool. Peace.
Start throwing at the dartboard. What is that? B. All right, it looks good.
Done. Everything else is on the curve. Right on. I'm glad. Like, yeah, you seem a little chipper after getting your hair done, which is nice.
This is part of managed self-care for sure.
Which is an important lesson for anyone else out there. If you need some self-care, make some time for you, okay? Because you're worth it. All right. Man, the lead up to the charity stream has got me working overtime, which I'm very excited about. I'm putting in work to make it a fun, entertaining 16 hours. But yeah, it takes a lot of work to do this stuff, but hopefully it pays off and you guys enjoy it.
Yep.
One of the things I am stuck on is we have this Wheel of Doom. We've talked about it in the past. I showed DK before. We have this Wheel of Doom that I need a couple more things for it. I'm not happy with the things. I'm not happy with just the things that are on there. And I'm a little concerned. We've got one which is Pie Face, which basically Dan's gonna hit me in the face with a pie.
What if you run out of pies? I mean,
well, so I only have
tragic.
it on the list once, but knowing my luck, it'll happen first thing in the day. The thing that really concerns me is because I want to donate my hair if we end up, hitting our goal. If we end up hitting our $10,000 goal, anyone that doesn't know, I'll be shaving my head on stream and donating my hair to another company that makes wigs for people going through chemo. But if we do hit the goal, one of the things they need clean hair, surprisingly, and I am a little concerned that with the pie in the face, I'm gonna try and get like a shower cap or something to gather everything and make sure that it stays reasonably clean. But I am concerned that if we do that sort of stuff, they're gonna be like, what? Why is there cream? What's wrong with your hair? Yuck.
You probably just have to shower before you shave it.
Well,
you know what? That's going on stream too. So you know what everybody you're gonna get more than you bargained for.
I mean,
See Steve get in the shower.
Hot tub stream is a thing. Why not? Why not watch me have a shower? Vacuum? That might be the way to go. Hello to you, man, bro, Lees. I don't know. I've got to try and keep it as clean as possible. So that one may still come off the list, which would be a shame because I think it would be pretty funny to watch me get wrecked by a pie. But if anyone has any punishment ideas that doesn't involve me eating spicy shit, let me know. I'm open to it. Right. What have we got? Oh, speaking of autumn, as in the person that does your hair on a regular, very happy birthday to you. I believe it's your birthday today here in New Zealand. Or
Happy New Zealand birthday.
Yeah, happy New Zealand birthday. I think Heathen, if he's around, he had his birthday earlier in the week. So happy birthday to you as well. Right. We heard through the grapevine, before we get into the crux of the show today, I've heard and seen a couple of things, couple of rumors that are Laserforce related, because apparently this is a Laserforce podcast that we do. Sometimes. The first one, and probably the most important thing, is that we got a message saying that there's possibly a zone site up north looking to convert to a Laserforce site. I don't know.
North? So like the ocean?
there's like a whole nother bit to the country above Auckland. This is especially good news for me because we're potentially looking to move up north, and if there is a Laserforce up there that I can play at on a regular basis, peace, Auckland's Laserforce. I'm setting my own scene up north. But I mean, that is something that is another draw. So like, if there is a Laserforce scenes that we can put up there, we'll look to do a road trip up there.
Ooh, I'm Steve. I have 4 Laserforce sets to play at. Look at me.
Well, actually, I hate to correct you, but it's more than 4. Where's your closest? But yeah, where's your closest one? St. George? Oh no.
Technically, I think San Marcos is close, and there's one in Long Beach. It's part of an FEC, I think, but that's still 6.5 hours.
Yeah, so in 6.5 hours, there's maybe 7 sites, I think. we have 4 now in Auckland. It's great.
It's 4 now. I thought it was only 3. My bad.
Wairau, Game Over, Paradise, and Other Paradise.
That's double paradise, bro.
It's double paradise. No Than's life story today. Or has he got a life or something? He does. He's visiting his mum. Also,
looking at leaves that are this color.
Gonna go over to New England, check out the fall. Happy birthday, bro. I hope it was a good one. We're talking about the rumors of the whangarei laser force that's potentially going in, that you so helpfully put into the Discord. And if that does end up being a thing, then I think traveling north to go play it is a lot easier for a lot of us actually than traveling, south to go to Taranaki or Wellington. So it's not a rumor. Check their Facebook page. Oh goodness me. Do you know what it's called?
Fake news.
Whoops. Do you know what it's called? What the place is called? There's pics of Gen 7. That's a shame. I wonder if they've bought like a second-hand system.
You spoiled asshole complaining about Gen 7. Ooh, no, it's only Gen 7. Ooh, what a bunch of crap. I don't want to play on that.
Now, I didn't complain.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
Whangarei Action Zone. Quick shout out to Whangarei Action Zone. Let's see here. Whangarei Action Zone. There's a little what do they call it? A slideshow. And let's see if we can actually. Well, you know what? We'll bring that up later. We'll have a watch.
Share.
Yeah, we'll have a watch of that later.
I mean, I was gonna say. Speaking of Facebook, since I don't peruse that at this current time.
Smart.
I don't know if there's been any other news from U.S. players about that proposed Detroit event that was, like, I think supposed to happen sometime in the fall, but I have not heard anything about it from any other U.S. players. But that may just be because I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know if that's kind of been put on the back burner or what's happened with that.
I haven't seen anything either, to be fair. Ooh.
I don't think anything was confirmed per se. I think it was just sort of talked about in the ether. So it's possible that, as COVID restrictions kind of went back up here in the States, that it seemed like we were kind of in the clear and we got in our fake nats in that nice little about 6-week window where it looked like everything was getting back to normal. And then everybody said, just kidding. Actually, we're still fucked.
I remember those times when COVID didn't exist in New Zealand. It was great.
Yeah.
Wolfman, we have no idea. That's a shame. Was it a D&D one?
No, so there we go.
Was you guys going to play D&D or something? Or,
I thought it was supposed to be like a mixed event. Like it was going to be part SM5, part D&D. Yeah.
D&D/SM5, right? You try not to look at too much. Kicks in the FOMO. Oh, bro, I know what you mean. Hello to you, Mr. Doom. Hope you're well. 3-team random. Ooh.
3-player random teams.
Oh, okay. So, dude, nice. So, like, kind of like the triple threat that we did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. It's such a...
Which is a format they've done before.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Stop copying
so,
it. No, just kidding.
Yeah, but okay. Wolfman says they have no idea, so...
Right.
So that happens. If it gets punted to next year, or when things start getting back to normal again, so be it.
Whatever.
I mean, at least we got some kind of event this year, which is cool.
Yeah. Also, some idiot from your site got the Rona.
Yeah, I heard about that. What would that idiot's name be, Wolfman?
Or are we throwing somebody under the bus?
No, I believe that was some self-referential humor right there.
Oh,
Some
really?
self-deprecation.
Oh, well, like all T's and P's to you, my friend. I hope you get better. Also, don't touch me. No, just kidding. just joking, bro. Just joking. Hope you're okay though. I really do. I want to touch you so bad. No,
Me.
that's how you get the Rona. Okay, somebody told me that, like, stay away from people. They'll make you sick, and then you'll die. Actually, one thing that I got done during the week, I got my first shot last weekend.
Yay!
Which is good. So.
And which version of 5G did you get plugged in?
We got a Pfizer. The Pfizer. Pfizer. We got Pfizer.
You got Pfizer at the pharmacy.
Actually, you don't know what the warehouse is. There's a place on the shore, and that's where I went, and I got it. It was cool.
Nice.
The only one they offer here. Yeah, I don't know. I heard that there was another one coming soon, but I don't know because I don't care. Yeah, so that'll be.
Like, I'm not gonna catch COVID. My countrymen aren't idiots. We only because you guys had what, like, I know it was big news in New Zealand that you discovered like 40 new cases or something
yesterday.
I was like, bro, that's what we call like noon here.
Yeah, there were 45 new cases yesterday. Apparently there was a funeral for affiliate, some gang affiliates, and I know the type of funeral that it is. And so when I read a news piece about it, and I was like, this is a smear campaign. I can't believe this journalist, fucking asshole, painting these motorcycle enthusiasts in a bad light. But whatever. But yeah, apparently there was a thing that a bunch of people potentially caught it. But it's gonna happen. Sometimes you got to do burnouts in the street. Speaking of events, so next year there is is it WCT?
I don't know if it's been given the official WCT branding or if it's going to be like a Loveland Invitational, but some sort of Loveland event, yes.
Yeah. I saw, so again, on Facebook, because that's where I get all my news, there has been talks of some certain players from the UK asking about what certain events and stuff are going to be happening around the time. So if that's anything to go by, you guys might have a contingent come over from the UK, which would be really awesome.
Yes, come freeze your ass off in Loveland, Colorado at the end of February.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Wait, if you're gonna go into February, you might as well tie in a Super Bowl trip, right? Because that's start of February.
No, that's like early February.
Yeah, damn it, that'd be cool though, man. Because it's in LA this year, right? Yes, it is. I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's less of a question.
And it's always very affordable, by the way.
Yeah, what, cheapest tickets are like 4,000 US?
Gotta be.
Apparently the average ticket price for this weekend's Patriots versus Tampa Bay game were like $12,000. That's the average. That was the average price. I don't know why. Yeah, crazy. Oh,
Ducky.
Why did that get flagged? Because of the book?
No, because that combination of numbers is referential to some white supremacist affiliation.
Oh, Ducky.
Because H is the 8th letter of the alphabet.
Yeah.
8 is
Yeah.
And 14 refers to a 14-word manifesto that's associated with white supremacists. So,
Goodness me.
So don't make me regret adding that as a permitted term, Ducky. Now you're gonna get us fucking brigaded.
Yeah, they're like, there's a lot of white people on this podcast.
Let's put a fucking dollar sign in front of it so we know that it's First Ducky says that Texas can't run on white power, and then he's throwing around fucking gang signs.
I mean, TwitchBot is telling us a lot about you, my friend. That's actually your case numbers today? Oh, goodness me. Wow. Coincidence? I don't think so. You know what else is not a coincidence? Birds being cameras. Not a coincidence. I'm just saying, there's correlation. Covered in racist as fuck.
It really, really
Cheers.
sucks.
Right. So hopefully it means that the UK kids can come over and have a bit of a run around with you guys. Are you planning on going to that tournament?
I am. I have not talked to anybody about teams or anything yet, but I imagine something will be in the works. Initially, I had been kind of waiting to see if I was going to be able to teach all remote, which I'll be all remote at one college, but I am going to have to go in person for my other ones. At least it looks like right now. But wow. I've never had trouble like taking some time off. So I'll just be like, you know what, we're going to have online assignments that week, and yeah, I'm just going to be over here.
I hope so. I hope things look.
It'll be like a good point this semester too, because it'll be like we'll be in for like 6 weeks and be like, you know, everybody just take it easy this week. I'll see you later.
What are you doing? It's none of your business.
Don't worry about it.
I'll see you next
week.
week.
Don't worry about it,
guys. I hope that is the case. It'd be nice to kind of see another chance for everyone to kind of gather and hang out in a safe and socially responsible way. But yeah, we'll see. I know Sergeant Tucker is very excited about the tournament. At some point, probably closer to the time, we'll have him on and we'll talk about, you know, the tournament and what it's going to look like and maybe who's thinking about coming and yada yada yada. We talked about potentially doing it like this week, but I was just like, nah, we'll leave that till it's closer. We're like,
seems a bit far in advance.
A little bit, yeah. You're reading up on your next assignment, DK's alibi.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you know, you never know. Maybe I doubt it, but maybe New Zealand will have got to a point of vaccination rate where they're like, you know what? Anyone who's not vaccinated, fend for yourself now. You guys can go and travel if you want to. Enjoy. And
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's the case.
I'm assuming that once your guys' vaccination rate is high enough that your country will start allowing in vaccinated individuals from other countries to maybe come visit you, which
I would
be
imagine
nice.
That's the case. And they talked about having a 90% rate, and I don't know if that's achievable or not. I mean, you know.
I mean, the NBA did it, and some of those guys are idiots, so...
Can we just open the border and kick the anti-vaxxers out? Nah, like, keep them here. The way I see it is if you don't want to be vaccinated, that's cool. That's your choice. And you know, if you get the Rona, then so be it. Well, I guess it's more of a concern them passing the Rona on to people who are vaccinated. But, I don't know. Yeah,
the higher that we can get the rate, the less likely it is to spread overall. So, I mean, if we could get to, like, 98% of the populace, we'd be in much better shape.
I can't imagine that is even going to happen in the States.
I know we're not going to get it in the States. I mean, the big thing for us now is just with more employers requiring it and with more like state and federal agencies requiring their employees or their contractors to get it, we're just hoping that maybe that'll get us like over 80% and we'll just get the transmission rate low enough that it's not going to be as serious of a problem in the U.S.
Yeah, look, I'm not a kind of person to tell anyone what to do, so you know, yeah, I know you are. Good for Gusha. Honestly, like, we had our first one. So far, no adverse reactions or anything. Apparently, the second one is brutal. We'll see. We'll see when we.
It depends. I mean, I got Moderna instead of Pfizer. For me, the first one, I had maybe like a 12-hour malaise the day after I got it. Second one, I had no issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like other than sore arm.
Yeah. Hey, Smarty, what's up? Yeah. Like I felt tired later that day and my arm hurt, but like both of those things are acceptable.
Sounds better than the Rona. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna pivot away from this topic. When's my second? Haven't booked it yet. It'll be in like 6 weeks probably. Talking about the side symptoms, sort of. We're done talking about that though. Get out of here. We have more pressing matters. So
that's done for our amateur epidemiology hour.
You think that's more important, telling people who are on the fence about it that you didn't die, the Earth is round, and the shot gave you 5G? I think I said that. No. Stick around, Tucker. I think it's funny though, because every time you come in, you've missed something that is potentially like relevant to you, or is something that you would enjoy. Because we just got talking about your tournament next year, which is how we got to this topic. But yeah. I said it last week on the pod. Like, if it gave you good 5G reception, stoked, because then I could move to the country and have really fast internet. Yeah, really, Tucker. Every single time. It's funny. It cracks me up. Being sick sucks. Oh, dude. Rough. Also, time zones. Time zones are bullshit. But yeah, we're pivoting. Watch us pivot. So, as many of you know, we have it's like a week away now. Holy shit. Next Saturday. So this time next week, we here on the Resupply channel will be doing a 16-hour long marathon charity stream. We are raising funds for Starship Children's Hospital here in Auckland, New Zealand, specifically to raise funds for their air service ambulance. And the air service ambulance helps to transport sick kids from around the country to Starship on moments notice, which is not cheap.
Sounds high tech as fuck.
It's pretty cool. It's a hospital. It's a ambulance that flies. Which sounds magical, and it is. It is magical. I've watched a couple of videos about the service and shed a couple of tears on some of the stories. So naturally, I've included some of those videos throughout the day to hopefully guilt trip you into giving money to the charity. We'll see though. We'll see if it works. Exclamation charity in chat if you want to check out the donation page. The day will be full. Your country is tiny, can't cost that much to fly across it. That's a common misconception. I'll have you know, Ducky.
Yeah, that's why I assumed that area north of Auckland. It looks like a very narrow strip. I just thought that was like the airstrip that you take coming into Auckland.
Well, so it's funny. Like, there's certain maps so you can get the true scale of countries compared to other countries. I think New Zealand, the length of New Zealand is like almost the length of the Australian eastern seaboard. I think that's how it works. So it's long,
which is very similar to the west coast of the United States.
Exactly right. It's just not very wide. It's like a 7-hour drive to the top. Yeah, from Auckland. Exactly right. It's a distance. But the day will be full of fun community games. We've got a couple of interactive things. There'll be rewards along the way. So I've got a bunch of rewards or punishments for me for every $500 we raise. So that's going to be fun. And then if we hit our goal of $10,000, I'll be shaving my hair off and donating that to a company that makes wigs for people who've gone through chemotherapy. So hopefully we can make that happen. Nerf roulette, I'm thinking I will put that on the cards. Al, maybe we'll have a chat about how that's going to work. As part of the stream, we have a very special DK's D&D Chronicles. Do you wanna tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, so I alluded to this, I guess it was just last week, that it is an idea I've been working on for a little while that is a Space Marines 5 inspired one-shot of D&D. Yes. I say inspired because It's not going to be a one-to-one translation, obviously, because there are a lot of elements of Space Marines 5 that do not really translate to tabletop D&D, and there's a lot of elements of tabletop D&D that don't really translate to Space Marines 5. But at least the idea of having 5 character classes with reasonably clarified roles, Commander, Heavy, Scout, Ammo, and Medic, are going to be part of the adventure. And we have 5 players who are generously going to be part of our stream, which will include, obviously, me as the DM. Steve is going to be one of the players alongside our co-host Than. We'll be bringing in Al and Ducky, and for making their resupply premiere, I believe, will be Aiden, aka Odin's Fist, also from Sacramento. So we'll get some more people from my time zone.
Hell yeah.
To have fun in our D&D shenanigans. But when I was putting this together and I asked, okay, well, what do you guys want to play for your different roles? Are you partial to anything in particular? And everybody kind of just said, I don't know, I'll play whatever. So we kind of came to an agreement that it would just be fun to allow the Cup of Destiny, or I guess it's really more of a Wheel of Destiny, but that didn't make as fun of a title for our episode. So we'll be drawing positions live today and probably talk a little bit about them and what they're going to look like for the stream for next week.
Now, do we want to do that after? Like, do you want to talk a bit about how the campaign's going to run, or would you want to do the spin a wheel first?
Why don't we spin the wheel and then I'll do like a little bit of a rundown, maybe on the positions as we go through.
Okay,
I mean, does that sound reasonable?
That sounds pretty good. Let me just change to here. Oh, look at that. We're switch sides. And if you want to share your wheel,
Go to the picker wheel. All
yeah.
right.
And we'll watch that stream. There we go. Perfect. Oh yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same one.
Yeah, same one.
It's
just
the
the
same
colors aren't as fun, and I don't have a little laser dude who's shooting things. So that's the broke version.
Yeah, it's Wish spinner wheel. Is
Yeah,
what that is.
it's Wish Wheel of Doom.
Wish Wheel of Doom. So the way we were gonna do it was, like we talked about it during the week, and we were like, oh, so does anyone have a preferred position? And of course, none of us are gonna be like, oh yeah, I absolutely want to play commander or whatever, because yeah, whatever.
Also, since you guys don't really know what they do anyway.
So we figured, like, yeah, the best way to do that would be to do it as a pick a wheel of destiny, which is kind of in line with a lot of like random draw tournaments. So it seemed only fitting to apply the thing here. Streamlabs has an inbuilt wheel. I do. I've moved away from Streamlabs for the most part, which is why I won't be using it in for the charity stream. But that's okay. You're surprised that you're not duking out with Ducky for heavy? Nah, everyone knows I'm a better heavy than Ducky.
Oh, here come the fighting words. I'm not getting involved on this one.
Streamlabs has an... Oh, wait. What in the world are we up to? So, yeah. Spinning Wheel of Destiny.
Okay.
Oh. Hey, Ma. That's my mum, everyone. Any air ambulance is great. Koru especially. But just to mention, your dad was transported within a very short time from Mackay Hospital to Brisbane, and even though the air ambulance trip back to Mackay had logistical issues, the flight itself was so supporting, and they even let me go on the flight with Dad. Big support and grateful for this life-saving service. Gotta go now, is preparing motorhome for camping at a bush glamp ukulele festival. Ma, have such an amazing time at the ukulele festival. Are you playing? I don't think you are playing. If you are, please record it. Send us some videos. I remember actually, that's a good point. I was in Brisbane when Dad got moved from Mackay from Mackay to Brisbane, or maybe it was the other way around. And they have a very, very strict passenger only, what's it called?
Policy?
Yeah, that's the one. Policy. And mostly because if they are in the air and they get diverted somewhere to pick somebody else up, like pick up another passenger, they can only have so many people on the plane. And if there's people who aren't needing the services on the plane, they'll kick you off and leave you wherever they've landed. So thankfully that didn't happen to Mum, and they weren't required to go pick anyone else up, which is a good thing, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully we can raise some money for that service here, but specifically for very sick children. Steve, everyone knows Steve never plays medic. 100% right.
Oh boy, I feel a jinx coming on.
You need 2 wheels. One to random choose the player first. I mean, I could do that from here, or have you already done that?
I actually did that before we started with the stream. So first up, I had Aiden. It was going to be the first potential victim of our wheel here.
Excellent.
All right.
Did they say what they were like keen to play, or?
No, Aiden was cool to go along with the Wheel of Destiny here.
Amazing.
So
good sport.
All right, here we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
I love the
So
confetti.
Aiden's gonna be heavy. All right, cool.
Amazing.
All right, so I think we have to hide that choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're left with 4. Okay. Let me talk a little bit about the heavy position and stuff that we have going for that.
Sweet.
So again, because it doesn't necessarily align 100% with regular Space Marines, but the heavy, as a lot of people would imagine, is going to be sort of the primary tank of the group. Not everybody's attacks are going to be ranged, so the heavy is going to be a melee specialist. Just as a little bit of background info for the episode, so if you're familiar with other D&D stuff, basically every class is going to have 10 hit dice, so they're equivalent to roughly like 10th level characters that people are going to be playing. Everybody is going to have the ability to cast spells, but they have to pick up the spells as items. Essentially, all of them have a little special item that allows them to get runes that they'll find at other parts in the dungeon. They can plug those in, and then they can cast spells using those runes. So everybody will have the ability to do that.
Cool.
For the design of the classes, basically I took a lot of the mechanics that I like from a lot of various 5th edition D&D classes. And one thing that I really like that a lot of classes do, especially like the Bard and the Battle Master, a few other things like that, is they have sort of a pool of dice that they can use to influence the sort of the mechanics of the game, thing that's happening. Like sometimes you can add a die, add a roll to something that you're doing. You can give it to another player. It can add damage. It can add to hit. It can add to saving throws, all kinds of things like that. So every class is going to have at least one sort of pool of dice they can use to sort of fuel their abilities that they can use to do different things. So the heavy specifically is going to be the tank. They're going to have the most hit points. They're going to have, actually, they'll have the second best armor class behind the commander. Their primary ability is going to be things like strength and constitution. So they're very much like a fighter, paladin, barbarian, sort of in that mold for D&D. They are a frontline combat specialist who can deal the most melee damage, and they can absorb the most punishment. They're not particularly dexterous, but they can use all weapons, and their heavy armor gives them the ability to hang in a fight longer. So they have a couple abilities. They are weapon masters. So the heavy crits on a natural 19 or a natural 20 is one ability that they get. And when they roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die, they get to re-roll it and then take the new result after that. And fortunately, there's a script in Roll20 that already does all that stuff automatically, so players are going to have to like keep track of what they rolled at any given time. But those are special things that the heavy's going to get.
So, Maddie said in chat, can this be shared on Discord for people to read if they would like to later?
Yes, I actually do have a document
Amazing.
that explains a lot of these abilities, and I'll probably go ahead and share it on Discord maybe as soon as the episode's over, and people can check it out. I have it in a PDF that I sent to you guys. The only reason I hadn't posted it to the Discord yet was mostly that I hadn't finalized some of the things, and some of them might still get tinkered a little bit with over the span of the week.
Yeah, right.
The heavy is also going to be able, when they attack, they get to attack twice, like a sort of higher level fighter or paladin or something like that would get to in a regular D&D game. And then their pool of dice that they get are called combat dice. So that can be used. Most of them have to deal with doing additional damage on attacks, or in some cases, either buffing their ability to hit, dealing extra damage, causing some kind of special status ailment to an enemy, or buffing themselves with additional points to their armor class for an overshield that allow them to like, sort of hang in a fight longer. So those are what the heavy abilities are going to do. They're mostly about buffing themselves, their toughness, their damage, that kind of thing.
Ooh.
So that's what the heavy is going to do. All right. Shall I spin again?
Pretty friggin' sweet. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I know Aiden likes to play heavy, so I think that'll be a good fit. All right, next up we have Al. Let's see what Al's going to play.
Boom.
Ooh, okay, so Al's going to be the ammo.
Boop, boop.
Get that noted.
Did he play ammo in the last? No. Never mind. Rambling.
No, I was going to say, the last time we were in Brisbane, we started with Ducky at ammo at the week, and then I switched to ammo in that tournament.
That's right. Infinite shots. Previous All-Star
what's that?
ammo?
Yeah, that's right. 3-time All-Star ammo. Thank you very much. And as much as I love ammo actually had the hardest time translating to D&D terms.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, what would an ammo do? Because I'm probably not going to make them really a ranged specialist, because that's kind of what the scout does. Yeah. And it's not just going to be, here's your shot, so you can go attack. So I actually renamed the ammo to the ammunition and technical specialist. So they're modeled a little bit more on the artificer class that was released for 5th edition. Which, confession, I don't really like the artificer class in 5th edition. A lot of the things that some people like about the sort of sci-fi turn of D&D, I don't like in most of the D&D games that I play. Like, I don't like black powder weapons. I don't like magical gadgets and stuff like that. I prefer much more like the high fantasy look. But for something like this, right, I wanted there to be this very kind of like fantasy meets cyberpunk meets sci-fi dark horror kind of stuff. So I think some people call it like Arcana punk is sort of the genre that I'm going for. So I thought like using somebody who's a sort of gadget specialist would be kind of a good fit for the ammo technical specialist.
Wicked.
Their hit die is going to be a D8. They're not really weapon specialists. They use lighter armor. They're going to be much more oriented around intelligence as their primary ability. So they are a master in the use of magical artifacts, both by utilizing their own equipment and turning enemy technology into useful tools for their allies. And by using their special gadgets, they're sort of going to be able to aid in things like field control and also in helping to disable things like arcane threats and traps for the party. So there's a little bit of like sort of a rogue skill monkey type role that's in there.
What does this do? Click. Shit.
Yeah, I should have saved that for you, but this is the way Al can check out as many doors as he wants. So they have a multi-tool, which is essentially like the Doctor Who sonic screwdriver. So they can use that for any set of tools that they have proficiency on. And one of the things they can do with this multi-tool is that they can reprogram an incapacitated construct. So constructs are one of the classes of monsters in D&D 5e. So things that are like animated objects, golems, and things like that. Those are constructs. So if you disable an enemy construct, you can try to use your multi-tool to try to reprogram it and essentially get yourself another ally, and you get control of that construct, but you can only control one at a time.
Right. It's like Mario Party.
So that's one thing that you can do. They also have some of their own constructs that they can deploy on the field. They have, for right now, they're going to have 3 with the possibility maybe to find more through the adventure. They have 3 autonomous defense sentries. So that will create a kind of miniature ally that you can use that can help you with field control. And your defense sentry has the ability on your turn, you can use a bonus action to activate it to have it do a flamethrower effect, which throws out a cone of fire. It has a force ballista, so it can shoot this bolt at an enemy at distance, or it can zap with a lightning turret, can zap enemies that are around them.
That sounds pretty fucking sweet.
Lost my place. So that one will hopefully be fun. They have some other attack options, and they also have support dice. So here's where I tried to kind of import the idea of being a resupply player in Space Marines 5, is that their pool of dice they get are support dice to help their allies. Right. So their gadgets can kind of help the party control the field and things like that. But they have the ability, they have one that's called Ingenuity. So you can roll your support die, and you can add that to one of your allies who's making a skill check. So, you know, if you really need to pass, like somebody making a Thieves' Tools check to unlock a door, might be helpful for this group, right?
What, my
or making some other kind of skill check to craft an item or something like that. You can add that to their skill roll they're making. They have a power boost, so that can buff your allies' attack or damage rolls. And they have a repair function, so their little sentries or their constructs that they have going for them, they can use that die to help repair them to keep them in the field longer.
Right. Sweet.
Yep.
There's a lot to that role.
There is a lot.
I'm glad that Al's
and there's a lot to manage. It can be sort of a some of it will be very straightforward, but in some cases it's like if you're having to manage, you have, you know, a construct that's acting over here, then you have your defense sentry that's over here, and then you have to determine your action. So yeah, there are a lot of things that they can do on their turn. Some of it will be pretty easy. Others of it you'll probably have to kind of manage a couple different things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very glad that Al drew that, because he's a very smart man. So I'm sure he'll play that brilliantly.
Sounds like better. Good. All right. Next up, we got Ducky. Whoop, so whoop. Let's see what Ducky's gonna play.
Ooh.
The Scoot.
The Scoot. Doctor Who meets Mr. Scott.
So the Scout is going to be the ranged weapon specialist. The Scout, I would say, is going to be based primarily off of a little bit of the Rogue and Ranger classes from D&D 5e. They're proficient in techniques of stealth and reconnaissance. They will help allow the team to assess threats and bypass hazards that could delay them. And they're also, like I said, the best ranged attacker. Can also kind of act as a little bit of a glass cannon type thing. So the Scout is going to be unique in that they're going to be the only ones who start with dark vision. So if the lights go out, the Scout is going to be able to still keep their vision in the dark.
It's like reverse.
And they also get advantage. They get advantage on perception checks that rely on sight. So that is kind of the Scout role in a nutshell there. They get a bonus to attack rolls they make with ranged weapons. Sorry, were we gonna ask something else?
No, okay. Not at all.
Yeah. Okay. They get a bonus to attacks with ranged weapons. They had something that originally I was gonna call sniper sight, but I changed it to missile lock because, I mean, hey, it's SM5. We got to have a missile lock that's in there. I guess we're taking a little bit of an SM4 turn though, since the Scout's getting the missile lock. But that is going to be kind of a version of sneak attack that I modified a little bit. So the Scout, you can, as a bonus action, choose to give yourself advantage on your attack roll for that turn, but only if you haven't moved, and only if you forego your movement for the rest of the turns. You have to like stop and get your bearings and line up your shot to do the missile lock. But if you hit with that attack, you deal 4d6 extra damage. So that is definitely like you line up, and it's a powerful shot that you can do it at a given time. So that's one thing they do their bonus action, but they can also dash or disengage as bonus actions as well. So that's where a little bit of that rogue scout around, get away from danger kind of thing comes in. And much like the rogue in D&D, they also have the evasion technique. So if they are forced to make a dex saving throw that would ordinarily make them take half damage on a success, they don't take any damage if they succeed on the saving throw, and they only take half damage if they fail. So if there is a big explodey trap that's going to go off, maybe the scout's someone who you want to disarm it, because they're going to take less damage than everybody else, and that kind of thing.
Hey, Ducky, go open that door, would you?
Exactly. Their abilities that they have are going to be called tactical dice. So those will all be oriented around different kinds of shots that they can pull off with their ranged specialization. There's an armor piercing shot that allows them to hit enemies, multiple enemies that are like in a line. They have a blinding shot that can help disable an enemy's vision, and a crippling shot that will slow or delay an enemy's movement also. Right.
You have an NDE passive. What's that mean?
Oh, near-death experience?
Oh.
Uh-oh, the fly's back.
No, this one's a moth.
Ooh, even scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the scout in a nutshell, which means the only players we got remaining, G&D and Than, who's going to be commander, who's going to be medic. So next up...
Yeah, next up is...
Yep, next up is you, Mr. Steve.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yep. But, I mean, whoever gets one, the other person's going to get the other. So here we go. Steve is going to get...
Let's go medic.
There we go. A team with guy next door as the medic and Than as the commander. What could go wrong?
Why is the medic so yelly? We're all dead now. Ahoy, Lucy. How are you?
Oh, this could be interesting. One of the challenges in putting this game together was, obviously I haven't tested these classes or anything like that. I'm just going off of my estimation of what D&D runs like. So maybe you guys will just roll through this whole thing and just absolutely stomp my monsters, or we'll have a TPK at the end of hour one. Who knows? That's part of the fun. We'll see what happens with this thing.
So Maddie, we were rolling to see you got medical commander out of me and Than. I got medic. Than is going to be the commander. And also, hello, Podgy Panda. How are you, brother?
So the medic, we'll start there, is not just a heal bot in this version of the game. That is part of their function. As you might imagine, they're not necessarily the most sort of skilled in frontline fighting. They can only use simple weapons, but they do have decent armor. They can use heavy armor if they want to. They're going to be more wisdom-based. Oh, and I realized I have a typo in my document, so I'll have to fix that before I release this to the public. Because their spellcasting ability is going to be wisdom. They're much more like a cleric.
Wait. So I have to be wise?
Try your best, buddy. It's role-playing.
Shit. I hope you have some extra content as backup. No, we've got, 3.5 hours blocked out for this campaign?
Yep. So that should be enough to get through 2 doors. And I mean, I think it's quite possible, probably probable, that we might not get through all the material. And if we do end up running over, we'll probably schedule maybe an additional session to finish it off somewhere down the line and continue streaming that for people who want to see the conclusion.
Hell yeah.
But it might end up going really fast. I tried to time it for about 4 hours, but I probably got a little carried away with myself. And again, you never know with D&D. Some stuff that claims that it should be like a 2-hour runtime can be stretched out to 8 hours. Some stuff that looks like it's going to be a 6-hour adventure can be done in an hour, depending on how people play it and all that kind of stuff.
I think the likelihood is that we probably won't finish. And if that's the case, I'm kind of banking on it, actually. If that is the case, then we'll do a follow-up stream and do it later. But I'd rather we run out of time than finish out way early. So I think it'll be sweet.
Yep.
What, a history professor getting carried away? I don't believe it. Fireball your team.
Okay, so other stuff for the medic. So not only are you skilled at healing wounds and things like that, you're also able to employ stuff like alchemical knowledge to help prevent harm from finding your allies in the first place. And you also do have some combat abilities that you can use to help slow enemies down. So the medic, among other things they have, one is that they have hardy fortitude. Because they've been exposed to so many poisons over the years, they have resistance to poison damage, and you can't be poisoned. You're immune to the poisoned condition.
Do I have a deviated septum? Anywho's. No kamikaze medic?
I mean, you can play your character however you want.
I think I might be a fancy British man.
That sounds excellent. I love that idea.
I have to figure out how a fancy British man talks.
I mean, the graphic that I ended up using for the medic is like looks like a very prim and proper elf. So I think having him be a British man would be perfect.
Excellent.
The medic also has a specialized syringe. So for most people, if you have to take a potion, that's going to use your action. But if the medic uses a potion, they can put it in their specialized syringe, and then they can inject it either to themselves or an ally, as long as they're touching them, using a bonus action instead of a regular action.
Cool.
So you can deploy potions much faster than a normal person.
Right.
You can also use your healer's kit to restore hit points to one of your allies, which is similar to the same way that we used to do it in D&D. I don't remember who had the healer feat. I assume that was Al.
I think it was.
Probably had the healer feat, where you can bandage people up, but they only get to benefit from that once per short rest.
Right.
But it restores a decent number of hit points. The medic does have some attack cantrips. Also, they have one called Optical Flare, which is very similar to the Bard's Vicious Mockery, where it only does a small amount of damage, but it also distracts the enemy, so they get disadvantage on their next attack.
Right.
And you have an acid-based attack called Caustic Brew that you can use to
That's
help
me.
melt your enemies.
Oh,
Yeah, you're a Caustic Brew.
I'm a Caustic Brew.
Yep. The medic has two different pools of dice that they can deal with as well. So one of their dice pools is a healing dice pool. So you have 10 of those, which is twice as many as people usually have. And you can use a bonus action on your turn to spend one or more of these healing dice to heal one of your allies, and you can do it even at range. So you can help get your allies back on their feet quickly. The other ones are protection dice. So those can be used to fuel a couple different abilities. One is called Energy Shield. So you can reduce damage from elemental sources and also give your allies temporary resistance against that element. So it stops damage from coming in and makes them a little bit tougher against that same element. So if you're up against an enemy that likes to use a lot of fire damage or something like that, you can throw out some of these Energy Shield dice and help keep your allies in the fight longer and stop them from getting damaged in the first place. There is another one that provides cover, and it will help buff an ally's armor class. So the heavy can buff their own armor class, but the medic can buff other people's armor class as well.
Can you do a double buff?
Yeah, you could even do a double buff. So if you wanted to just shore up your heavy for a round to give them like a 30 armor class, it's possible. You could do that.
Tank Odin's Fist. Let's go.
Yep. And then the last one I think I called Interposition. So that it also involves disrupting an enemy's attack. So you can cause it to eventually miss, or you can mitigate some of the damage that comes in to your ally as well. So those are all things that are. So it is a support position, but there are other things that you can do as well. You have some damaging attacks that can also help your allies at any given time because it sort of slows enemies down. And there might be some things the medic can do that they'll be able to pick up in the dungeon that might require some sort of analysis of chemicals and medicines that might allow you to also expand your range of options as well. So that'll be kind of the medic's role as you go through. Yeah. So last but not least, let's talk about Than's role, because Than is going to be the commander.
Have anyone seen Than play commander? It's a glorious thing.
He's crafty. You gotta watch out for him.
You do.
So the commander, this one I also had kind of a tough time with, just not making it a sort of carbon copy of the heavy or the scout, because I'm like, okay, if the heavy is the melee specialist and the scout is the range specialist, where does that leave the commander? So the commander, I kind of decided, is kind of a jack of all trades, but master of none, in sort of this arrangement. So they're pretty decent with both melee and range weapons. They're just not quite as good range as the scout is, and they're not quite as good as the heavy at melee stuff. But the commander does have the best armor class, at least the best base armor class of any of the other classes. They're a little bit tougher than scouts, ammos, and medics, so very much keeping in the philosophy with SM5 as a base game. The heavy has a hit die that's a D12, so the biggest one. Commander has a D10. Everybody else has a D8. So the commander's still going to have more hit points than the classes that aren't the heavy, essentially. So very similar to SM5, right? They're one of the better attackers, just not quite as strong one-on-one as the heavy is. And a lot of their stuff is going to be charisma-based because they're also the face of the team in that regard. So I know Ducky was worried that he was going to have to put on his best charismatic face, but don't worry about it, Ducky. You're the scout.
I hope Than's charismatic face is not the same as Than's sexy face, because that's that's gonna be troublesome for me.
It's jaunty Than.
It's jaunty Than, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the commander, much like the heavy, has a specialized attack, so to kind of compensate for the fact that they're not quite as good in melee combat. They mostly use one-handed weapons, but they do get a bonus to their damage rolls that they make with one-handed weapons, and much like the heavy, they also get to attack twice on a turn when they make the attack action.
Wicked.
Just like the medic is very good at resisting things like poison, the commander's resolve, as kind of the leader of the team, they are immune to the frightened and charmed conditions. And they also have an aura of protection around them. So both the commander and anybody who's within 10 feet of them, they get a +2 bonus to all their saving throws. And anybody else who's within the commander's 10-foot aura also can't be frightened or charmed. So the commander is going to import a couple of roles from 5th edition that is sort of part paladin and part bard, to act as both an attacker and also a support person for their team.
Wicked.
Their dice, unsurprisingly, are called leadership dice, and they can do a couple of different things. One is you can help set up your allies' attack with a distracting strike, which deals extra damage, but it also allows one of your allies to get advantage on their next attack against that target. So you're sort of marking an enemy for one of your allies to be able to hit as well. You can buff one of your allies with an ability called Morale, so that way it gives them a bonus potentially to their next attack or a skill check or something that they make by giving them sort of more morale and inspiration. Or they have a special ability called Rally, where they can give their allies some temporary hit points and allow themselves to reposition around the field without provoking attacks of opportunity. So that kind of helps get them into better spots. So the idea that they're the team leader, they're kind of coordinating the action and telling people where to go, how to set up their attacks, making sure that everybody is getting to where they need to go at any given time. So that's the commander in a nutshell. I don't know if I might add one other thing to the commander, because I was worried that maybe I didn't give them quite enough, but that might also be dealt with by different kinds of item pickups and things like that also.
They got some sort of like nuke-esque kind of thing.
They might be able to find something along those lines. Yes. You never know.
Right.
The commander is going to also be carrying not quite a nuke, but they're going to get a set of blast runes, because part of your guys' mission that I guess I can reveal is that the premise of this adventure will be you guys will have to break into an enemy technology lab, and you'll have to plant blast runes, or essentially a time bomb, on their power source, and you're tasked with either stealing or destroying the secret weapons that your enemy is developing from this facility.
Wicked. Better have Than wear a skirt then, so he can lift it and drop a nuke. That's behind the third door that we failed to open. Excellent.
Yeah. So if I switch tabs. Oops.
Yep.
Will that show you guys like the landing screen that I have here?
It does. Let me go bigger on here.
Yeah. So let me do that and zoom in a little bit here.
Perfect.
So to show you guys some like the token icons and stuff that I have. So this is what the opening screen will look like when we get there. So these will be your objectives that you guys have to do the different tokens that I came up with for the characters. And so we'll have different tabs and things like that. So there'll be items that you guys can find that will further expand your abilities and things like that. So for instance, there are various weapons pickups that you might be able to find. So if you want to be able to find cool stuff like, say, a plasma ray or a rapid fire attachment, those will be different things that you'll be able to uncover that's in there. What's that?
Ooh, tentacle rod.
Yeah, so you never know what you might find in a secret laboratory. So a lot of those items will remain secret for now. There will be a few things that you guys already have.
Yeah.
Like everybody's going to start with a healing potion. Everybody has a healing potion macro because one of the things, of course, like we used to do for D&D, is that if the audience wants to join in, spend some of their channel points, they can grant inspiration. They can give people an adrenaline surge to give them a little bit of healing if they need, so on and so forth.
Awesome.
So you guys will, like your different dice pools and stuff, a lot of those were charged on a short rest. But because you guys are on kind of a stealth infiltration mission, there will be a time limit that's attached to this. So you guys won't have time for a long rest, most likely. You might have time for one, maybe more than one short rest, depending on how you play things. But yeah, there is going to be an element of time management that goes into this as well for you guys to work your way through the dungeon.
Well, that's cool because that kind of keeps us to a set time frame, but also like it adds that sense of urgency, which can up the amount of excitement that comes with doing a mission. So yes, time management. Oh dear. Dude, this looks freaking sweet. Spectral Marines 5 is especially nice touch. I like the the name of the campaign. That's really cool. But I wanted to say a very special thank you to you for the amount of work that's gone into creating this, because you sent through obviously the PDF of all of the classes, and for me, I struggle with with retention, written retention. So this kind of explanation works better for me. But the amount of work that you put into like the story and the characters and the lore, and obviously all of that will come to fruition next week. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you for putting the amount of effort into creating something that's like uniquely special to us as a community, because
I'm looking forward to it.
Where else are you gonna play a SM5 based one-shot campaign? Like, that's something I don't think many people will have done, if anyone's done. So
world premiere, never been done.
I'm so excited, man. It's gonna be so good. But yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate all the work that you've done. It's gonna be, if it's anything like the campaign that we played, that you guys have continued to play, it's gonna be something special. So I'm very, very excited.
I think it'll be a good event.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, can I pop back over to just the two-person view and
absolutely
kill the screen share?
Yeah, if you stop there, I will click this button. Boom. I know for certain that Hoodie's going to be jealous. Fuck, he's missing out. That's the one thing I feel, and I'm glad that we have Aiden, because I think Aiden's going to, kill it, because Aiden's played,
And Aiden is a very smart, very crafty D&D player. I've played with them both as a player and a DM.
Yeah.
I've played in one of Aiden's campaigns, and they've played in a couple of D&D adventures that I've done. So definitely a crafty, creative player will be a good addition to the party.
And whilst I'm excited to play with them, I am very upset that unfortunately one hoodlum won't be able to hang out with us. But I know he'll be watching and be enjoying. I forgot I gifted Picalis a sub here because you got to deserve more subs. Lucy, thank you so much. That's very nice of you.
No, Hoodie. Who will sexually harass the NPCs? It's a mystery. We'll see what
I will step up. No. We'll be fine. We can shelve. DK continue to build the world and use it for campaign 2 of our D&D group. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people reach out and be like, hey, can you maybe, send me the deets, and maybe we build our own campaign based around it. That'd be kind of cool to see it kind of grow.
Like I said, I'm happy to share the document that I came up with that explains the various class abilities and things like that. I haven't put into the final document yet the exact mechanics of it. I have that set up on Roll20, like on what exactly all the dice do. I have the kind of broad outline of the document, so I'll share that with people. But I can get it updated if people want to use it for their own home games or something like that if they want to.
I can't wait. It's going to be really fun. And yeah, I know that there are a lot of people looking forward to seeing the campaign unfold as well. So once again, most of us will look to do the Nat 1 Nat 20 challenge. So again, we are raising funds for a charity. So if you want to participate, all you have to do is, for every Nat 1 or Nat 20 that's rolled throughout the campaign, we will donate $2 to the cause. Last year we rolled way higher than the average, which was kind of nice. Hopefully that trend kind of continues. But we'll
so the
see.
more flash of inspiration you guys redeem, the higher chance we have of rolling 1s and 20s.
Get ready to spend some channel points, kids. I can't wait. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on with the campaign?
I think that's mostly a pretty good preview. Other than that, like, I want to keep some of the surprises available for next week, but wanted to do a quick preview of like just what people are looking at on the screen and some of the things that you'll be doing and the possibility for your different weapons pickups and things like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be, again, it's combining a lot of things that I just enjoy from my nerd experience, from classic D&D to SM5 to real-time strategy games to sci-fi and fantasy to first-person shooters, all kinds of stuff, and just trying to throw everything in. And I'm just like, this is cool from this genre. Let me throw that in the game. And
that's got to be like so satisfying as a DM to do as well. Like pick and choose all the best things from the things that you love and roll that into one campaign.
I mean, that's basically what a DM is supposed to do anyway. You're only as good as the material that you steal from your favorite sources. So.
Good afternoon, Boat Boy. How are you, man? If the heavy rolls are 1 and re-rolls it gets another 1, do we pay for both? I reckon. I'm gonna go.
Well, that'd be for damage rolls, so those wouldn't be on D20s.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah. So it's gonna be D20s.
We won't have to worry about managing that.
What I think we might do is, seeing as the heavy gets a crit roll on a 19 and 20, I think I might roll the 19s in there as well. But maybe we'll. Yeah,
well, it'll pop up in green text on Roll20 anyway, so we'll be able to see them easily enough.
Absolutely perfect. The final thing, actually, I'll save that for a question off here, I think. Okay. But yeah, I can't wait. If you're interested in checking out the campaign, the start time, I believe. Hang on, where's my bloody schedule? Here we go. Announcements. So I'll run through the play for the day as it stands. So first up, myself and my amazing wife Dan will be playing a game called A Way Out. We had a first session of A Way Out on Monday. We'll be playing another one this coming Monday, and then we'll hopefully have the conclusion of the game on the charity stream, which is this time next week. If you missed the first session, go back and watch it, because turns out my wife is hilarious. I mean, I already knew that, but she's hilarious and very charismatic on camera. I might have to use her talents and like get her on stream way more often, because the first session was so good. Are you done stealing sheets yet? Yes, we did all that. Very, very effective at stealing sheets. So that'll be the first. Oh, she was so funny, man. It was so good. That was the first. That's the first game of the day. Up, followed by a game called I Am Fish, which I tested out very, very briefly. It looks like it's going to be an infuriating game where you play as as a fish trying to escape their way to freedom. It's very Nemo-esque, Finding Nemo. So that should be pretty fun. After that, we'll be playing a Community Hoons Dead by Daylight session. If anyone wants to join in, send me a message. We have almost a full session, but if you'd really like to play in that, let me know. I can sort you out. I know a guy. And then after that will be a D&D one-shot. That starts at 2 p.m. New Zealand time.
Which we decided is 6 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern for the U.S.
Actually, what time is it there at the moment?
Because right now it's 6:20.
Yeah,
and we started at 5 o'clock my time, so we're starting D&D an hour later than we do the Resupply podcast.
That's right.
Okay,
exactly right. Or
Time
20
zones,
or 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago next week.
We're less than 7 full days away from the premiere.
I'm so excited. After that, we'll be playing Golf with Your Friends on Xbox Game Pass for PC. That we can have up to 12 players. We've got about half full. If you want to play, let me know. Followed by Broforce, which will be myself, Frosthammer, Gray, and Steve from These Four Walls. Steve and Gray will actually be probably with us the entire day. Steve will be doing our regular charity amount updates. I'll try and find a way that we can bring him into the D&D voice chat as well. It might be a little difficult, but we'll see.
We'll figure it out.
Rocket League after that, and then the final session of the evening will be a Wreckfest Community Hoon, which we can have up to 16 players. So if anyone out there wants to play that, again, Game Pass for PC, download Wreckfest, let me know in the Discord, !Discord and chat. You have an idea for Steve and D&D? Ooh. Excellent. All right. Come if you got time, come join us in voice chat after the podcast and let me know. Yeah, and that'll take us through to midnight, and then if we've reached our $10,000 target, the clippers will be coming out, and it's probably going to take a little while to prep my hair and then cut it off, so the stream will probably go for anywhere up to another hour after that midnight. So it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a real fun day. So come hang out with us and have an amazing time. Right, that'll probably do us for this week. We were gonna.
And I just dropped into the Discord chat the PDF of the D&D SM5 document, so people can check that out in the General Yarns on our Discord channel if they would like.
That's in the general chat, yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked. I might actually. We'll talk about it off stream. Thank
That's
you very
fine.
much. We were gonna talk about, or we're gonna deep dive into a Brisbane point of view Space Marines game, but we will dive into that on a future episode of the Resupply. There won't be a show next week because obviously we'll be doing the charity stream, but we will be back with a recap pod of sorts for the following week. Hopefully the community can gather. If you know any friends or family that would like to donate any amount, please send them the link, which is Journey. Boom. That link there, if you want to send them the link and like hustle them or shake them down for some cash, that'd be much appreciated. But otherwise, come along, have a great day and hang out with us. Have some fun. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
Always remember to backtrack, kids. We'll see you next week. Yes.
I've been throwing daggers in
fly.